All right, everybody, and welcome to the Millionaire Lifestyle Business Revolution. I'm Chris Howard, and I am so thrilled to see you here. There's a lot of old friends joining us here for this program. Happy to see that. And we have some new friends as well that I don't even recognize some names in, which is beautiful. So it is a revolution. It becomes a revolution when you know that you've got good friends in tow and that you've also got the word spreading to people that we don't even know yet. So really thrilled to have you here. And whether you're a new friend or an old friend, we're excited. We're excited to be on here together, and I will endeavor to do everything that I can within this 60 minutes that you and I are spending together to share with you how you can radically revolutionize your life by shifting the way that you consider and think about business, and by shifting the way that you think about wealth building, and by shifting the way that you think of what's even possible for you in your life right here, right now. And one of the big important points that I'd like to make in this program is that it's possible for you to change your life radically, to revolutionize your life, and to do it right now. Okay, it doesn't have to happen in 10 or 20 years. It can happen all right here, right now, and that's what this program is about. So thrilled to be here. And when I first delivered this program, it was from the rainforest jungle paradise of Bali, one of my favorite places in the world. If you've been out to Bali, give me a shout out. I want to hear from you. But it's such a magical place. Right? Bali, Ubud Bali, it's like the spiritual mecca of the world. It's the heart of the soul of the world, and it's a truly incredible location. And one of the reasons why I went to Bali was something that a gentleman whose name you might be familiar with, a guy by the name of Richard Branson from the Virgin Companies. He shared with me back in December of 2006. I was visiting his island, and he was talking to me all about the Virgin Companies. Actually, I asked him, I said, how do you handle the stress? And he said, I have no stress. He said, if the Virgin Companies were to fall out from underneath me today, he said, I just go move to Bali or something. So that's why I left to Bali too, to find myself. And I went there to find what was there behind business success and behind everything that I had created. And all of those lessons learned will come full circle throughout this program as well. In just a few moments, you're going to discover with me a proven, easy to follow system for instantly joining what I call the true rich. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that, and actually quite a bit throughout the entire program. And by building a lifestyle business, teaching you how to do that so that you can work anywhere, anytime, live your dreams today. Like I said, there's a reason why I've been spending so much time in Bali. I live in the U.S. officially now, but I spent a full 2 years in Ubud, and then in some other destinations around the world as well. And the reason is that because I chose to spend my time in paradise and had the ability to do it through business. And I'm here to share with you that you can do the same thing as well. I've had the good fortune over the past 20 years being in business that I'm in to live in various paradises all over the world. And my question for you is this: have you ever wondered what it would be like to be able to quit your job, if you're working in a job, and make tens of thousands of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars month after month after month? Or to instantly revolutionize your business so that you have the freedom to work from any paradise in the world? Have you ever wondered what it might be like to make a huge impact in the world through contributing your unique gifts, or to spend your time on your passion while money rolls in over and over and over again, even while you sleep? I'm going to be sharing with you quite a few things here in this little while together. I'm very excited. My question to you is this: would you like me to share how to instantly begin making more money than you ever imagined possible? Or how you can follow a paint-by-numbers approach to building a business? And it really can be that simple. I say that the general business approach can be that simple, but there's always more complexity, of course. I don't want to oversimplify anything, but Richard Branson did say that any idiot can build something complex. It takes true brilliance to build something simple, right? And you can follow a business model so that you don't even have to think and grow rich in terms of cloning a successful model that's working. So there's more intelligent ways of doing things than perhaps we've been doing them so far. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about how to make money while having someone else do all the work, if that's okay with you. And that's truly possible. And how you can just take a money-making piece of one of my businesses and ethically steal my success. There's just so much inside this, so I'm very excited. My promise to you is this: over the next little while that we're here together, I'm going to be sharing with you how to instantly be in business with yourself with a money-making proven system, and that's the key, by learning the world's most powerful wealth secret that's shared by the true rich. Once again, I'm going to be defining for you who the true rich really are, and we'll cover all of that here in a second as well. I'm also going to be sharing with you the 9 irrefutable truths that can allow you to instantly join the true rich, and how to gain back your freedom and have the ability to live anywhere and work anytime. So this is my promise, and all of this is just for starters. As we begin here, the question is, who are the true rich? The true rich are those who have made the leap from the concept that you should work in a job that you hate for the future reward of the gold watch, at the end of your 30-year tenure or whatever. So many people have done just that. They've waited and waited and waited. That's what they teach us in traditional schooling. And instead of that, the true rich design and live dream lifestyles in the present while capitalizing on their passions, technology, and an increasingly global playing field. Right? So we have more opportunity than ever before in the past. And in the past, you had to build a storefront to launch a business and have a brick and mortar organization. Now, with technology, you can launch a business with $300 by building a website or having somebody do it for you. And you literally can live anywhere and work anytime. So the question becomes, why join the true rich? You could work wherever on the planet you want. I've done it. I've got a lot of friends that are doing this, working from Thailand, working from a lot of places in Southeast Asia. You can travel the world. I've got friends of mine that work in Spain where the cost of living is a fraction of the price, or in Ecuador and Panama, or in Costa Rica. You could live and work from multiple locations even, enjoy exotic locations. I think we've got Instagram bloggers now that are traveling around doing luxury hotels and being invited into these luxury hotels to simply go out there and report on them. And they're putting it all up online, but it increases their lifestyle simultaneously. You can make a difference in the world by sharing your greatest gifts. There's so many different ways to do that now, and I'm convinced that that's a major part of joining the true rich. And we're going to be talking about this and talking about your passion. You're going to have the ability to give back to your family. When you get leverage through some of the means that we're going to be sharing here, you can live life on your terms. You can escape the rat race. There's so much to talk about here. You can do that now, and you can instantly live like a king or a queen by becoming a global citizen. I've done it. I've experienced it, and I've had so many of my friends do the same thing. This is where we're at. I want you to write this down right now, please. Please write this down. True rich equals ultimate freedom. Please write that down. For me, that means having the ability to work wherever you want in the world. So many people, as I've taught programs over the years, people have come in and they've said that one of the greatest goals that they have, one of the things that they'll do when they retire, is that they're going to travel the world. Well, why not travel the world right now and turn it into a money-making venture for yourself, right, that increases your revenue simultaneously? Why not start a travel blog where you're able to travel the world and talk about your adventures, but you're able to monetize that and monetize it now? This is really the message behind what it is that we're talking about. I want you to realize that the opportunity is right now, but you must act now. This is vital. You've heard before perhaps that the past and the future only exist as constructs in the mind, but that's true. All we have is right here, right now. The only time you can change your life is in the here and now. And it's in this moment, in your moment of power, your moment of decision, that our destinies are forged. You take a look at your life honestly when you do that and realize that your entire life is a reflection of your programming and your conditioning. Right? If you look at your bank account, that's a reflection of your programming and conditioning. If you look at its current status, not what you dream it will be one day, but where it really is. If you look at your investment portfolio or your lack of an investment portfolio, realize that you won't act ever unless you act right now to change those things. But all of those are a reflection of your consciousness. So the place to change is inside. And you're going to stay stuck right where you are unless you act now. Once again, this is your moment of power. This is your moment, and that's what's so exciting about this. Also, I want to share with you this. I'm gifting you something pretty incredible here. You have an opportunity to book your call with a Christopher Howard Training Business Acceleration Specialist. This is just an extra bonus as part of this gift. It's an extra gift. The first 50 people to book, and there's a button right here on this page, you can just push it. You could go there right now and then come back to the video and book your call in. But the first 50 people to book will win a free one-on-one profit building session with our business improvement specialist. We book our time out here at Christopher Howard Training at $1,000 an hour. So for the first 50 people that book in, you're going to get that call to be able to kickstart your business, your lifestyle, your profits into high gear. So if you make it within the first 50 people, we can only do so many of these sessions a week. You can get in there, and also when you call, you have the opportunity to receive a very special jaw-dropping gift and a second travel gift that's going to blow your mind. You can find out about that on the call, right? So not only are we going to help you to take your business to the highest level, but we've got gifts for you as well. should you choose to jump on those and do that right now. So ask your business acceleration specialist about these gifts. About the gifts while you're on the call. There's a couple of things that I'm not even going to mention on the webinar that will also absolutely blow your mind, and these are more special than I think anything we've ever given away. You'll find out about those on the call as well. So go ahead and book that call right now, and I want to share with you who I am right now and why you should even listen to me in the first place, right? If you don't know me, this is your first time with me, I'm the CEO and founder of Chris Howard Training. We're revolutionizing personal and professional development. I've generated over $100 million in sales worldwide of my products, my services, my seminars. The creator of the largest NLP education and training company in the world. I built Australia's largest personal and professional development presence. I train more $1 million plus speakers, trainers, authors, consultants, experts in at least 4 countries over a decade. Author of a couple of best-selling books, spoken in 28 countries, 57 different cities around the world, and I've done $1 million sales days over and over and over and over and over again. And I share that with you, not to toot my own horn, I share that with you just so you know who's speaking with you, because not all information is created equal. Not all advice is created equal. But I've had some extraordinary success in my life, but it's not always been that way, right? I'm going to share with you, there's a time in my past where back in 1989, I was back living in a house that they were tearing down while I was living there. And I was microwaving buckets of water to wash my hair with because they had cut the electricity. I was eating every 3rd day, and I was rationing myself literally to food. I had no money, and I was looking for change in the sofa, but that's the wrong place to look, right? So I remember it was pretty nasty. I was living in Hermosa Beach at the time, and I was on 7th Street, and nothing was working for me at all in my life. And the most frustrating part was that I had made, I had read hundreds of books on personal development, and I had been to all the programs, the seminars, and nothing had changed me until I found the one thing that made all the difference in the world. And I'm going to share that with you in this program, the one thing that changed everything. Now I have the great pleasure to speak and travel around the world, so I'm living the lifestyle of my dreams, and it's truly a lifestyle business. I've gotten to do programs in Tibet and in Bali, Cambodia, and we've taken camels across the desert in Morocco and Sydney, Australia, London, Singapore, Ireland, Scotland. I mean, just places everywhere on the planet that you could possibly imagine, South Africa. I've had the great opportunity to share and teach and share my personal gifts, and that's given me more pleasure than any amount of money that I could ever make. I've never done what I do for the money, and it's kind of like Walt Disney said. He said, we don't make movies to make money at Disney. We make money to make movies. So I do it because I'm passionate about it, and that's what I'd like to encourage you to do. But the reality is that what oftentimes makes our life the richest has nothing to do with the amount of money that we make or the travel that we have. I mean, you may have heard that it's not where you're going that's important, it's the company that you're traveling with, right? So if you're on a road trip, the company will either make or break that road trip for you, for sure. And part of what's given me the greatest pleasure in life and made my life the richest are a lot of the relationships in my life. Whether I have the opportunity to hang out with business leaders or world leaders like a Tony Blair or a Jorge Gracie, my dear friend who created the Ultimate Fighting Championships, with mixed martial arts being the fastest growing sport in the world because of the UFC. That was his brainchild. He's been a dear, dear friend and mentor. It's truly been a pleasure to have had the opportunity to play with people that raise and elevate my game to higher levels in every realm. The question I always ask people is, who do you want on your team? Because who you become, you may have heard this before, is the people that you surround yourself with, the seminars that you attend, the books that you read. And I think that's really true. It's the environments that you saturate yourself in. So it's all part of the package. It's what are you saturating yourself in on a regular basis? And some of the seminars that I've attended throughout my life, I do my best to attend at least 6 seminars every year, have radically transformed my life. I've got one that's coming up here that I'm going to once again. But those are the things that determine who we become. It's the environments that we saturate ourselves in, the mindsets that we saturate ourselves in. And when you saturate yourself in the mindsets that hold you to a higher standard, that's where you get true trajectory and power, and you're able to catapult yourself to a much higher level in life. I've had the good fortune to run programs and like I said, in the Moroccan desert, taking people on camelback, or we had lunch on the Great Wall of China, or through the rolling hills of Mongolia, and sleeping under the stars in Bedouin tents, and Brazil and Singapore. You know, once again, I don't share this to impress anybody. I mean, I'm impressed by it, right? But I look at this and I go, wow, that's pretty darn cool, because you know, this is the life that I would have never even had the ability to dream of, and now it's become part of what I'm doing, and it's something that's being monetized, and I'm here to say that you can do that too, right? So what I'm doing is I'm painting out a picture of the future for you, and maybe your dreams don't exactly match my dreams, but there's a lot of times that people don't see how they don't see their own ability to live and be within the true rich, and so it's my job to see that vision for you until you can see it for yourself. I have to say that hands down, the thing that makes one's life the richest from my perspective is the ability to contribute on a larger level, the ability to give and give back. And I don't know if it's really giving back or if it's just giving in general, but when you give, you think of, you know, Christmas or any other holiday you may celebrate, you get far more joy and far more pleasure out of watching somebody else open a gift than in opening your own, or at least that's what I found. All right, so our mission with our companies is to put the tools of transformation in the hands of everybody on the planet, and to create worldwide wealth through education and entrepreneurial means. And I really believe that education is the key to eradicating poverty in the world, to creating worldwide wealth. And a friend of mine, Taddy Bletcher, who's from South Africa, he said that South Africa is not a poor country. It's rich. It's a rich country in natural resources and diamonds and gold, but it's people's mindsets that are impoverished. And if you're like a lot of people that I know, you may share some of the challenges that these people have. You know, maybe you don't believe in yourself. Maybe you just don't believe that you're capable of joining the true rich. Maybe you have no idea where to begin. All of these things are things that we understand, right? Maybe you don't have a business system. I've been there. I understand that. Maybe you don't have a product to sell. All of these things are vital things to launch a business, but I'm here to tell you that you can do it before you've got any of these things, right? So we're going to talk about that. Maybe you don't feel that you've got the credibility because you're not, because you're just starting, or because you don't have the right connections or the affiliations. And now, you know, maybe you don't feel like you have the time because you're working at a job. Like I said, Taddy Bletcher had said that South Africa is not a poor country. They're rich, right? It's people's minds that are impoverished, and that's why we've created. It's the same thing out here in the States or Western countries. Our minds are impoverished. No matter where we're playing it, if we want to stretch it, we have to stretch our minds. That's why we created the $1 Million Mastermind and the Millionaire Business Accelerator. And I'm going to be sharing with you and introducing to you in this little time that we're spending together these programs. And I'm not going to be selling it to you. I'm not going to ask you for any money on this, but I do want to introduce you to these because you know, this is the answer to a lot of the challenges that you may be finding that you're having in your business and in your life. And we're going to talk about this and share with you some brand new things that we're doing that I'm really excited about, that I want to bring into your awareness. I want to introduce to you some ways that you can break through your challenges, and we'll be touching on it here, but I have a whole lot of content that I'm going to be sharing with you, so hang tight. So the Millionaire Business Accelerator, Millionaire and the $1 Million Mastermind, these are two programs we run together. They're brand new business building and revenue multiplying programs where you're able to get the highest level of coaching and mentoring from me available. And which these programs are absolutely going to blow your mind. You may be wondering what's the difference between the $1 Million Mastermind, the Millionaire Business Accelerator. They're one and the same, two parts of the same program. But what's the difference between these and whatever else is maybe out there in the marketplace? First of all, these are based on a real track record. So I created more $1 million plus, or I contributed to their educations, true rich leaders, teachers, coaches, consultants than anybody in the world in 4 different markets, 4 different countries over a decade. You're also getting an instant first-class team with a great group of team members that we have as part of the mastermind right now, who are all working together to help you grow your own success, right alongside you and with you and hand in hand with you. And this is really a difference. This is one of the differences that make a difference, and we're going to be talking about that in a bit. You get to choose from multiple turnkey, push-button, true rich business models in a box. So it's literally a paint-by-numbers approach to creating the lifestyle business that you want, and you're working right alongside the guy who's done $100 million in sales and $1 million sales days over and over and over again to get cutting-edge personal development combined with new rich strategies to create instant wealth and to grow your wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Now, when I say instant wealth, I know that sounds like a lot of hype, right? The reality is your life can instantly be wealthy, but you have to break through some myths. So here are some common myths about entering the true rich. You see, a lot of people think that it takes money to make money and you can't afford it, right? Or thinking that you need someone else's approval to make the leap, or that you don't know what kind of business that you want to be in and that should hinder you somehow from launching anything. Because you can't begin until you know, right? Or you can't begin because you're not an expert. You can't do it. So these are all myths, right? I'm going to shatter some of these myths for you here, right? Some of the myths, once again, that it takes time to transform the quality of your life, or believing that it won't work for you, or thinking that you don't have the time to enter yourself to the true rich, or that it's just a dream and you've got to work in a job to create what you really want, or thinking that you should put any resources rather that you have right now, and this is a big one, I hear this all the time from people, toward your family or toward your business now, instead of investing in a fantasy of entering the true rich or building your own dream business. There's so many of these. I want to share with you right now the 9 irrefutable truths of ultimate freedom, and this is going to put some of this into perspective. The first truth of ultimate freedom is this: the world teaches conformity, and conformity is slavery. I'm going to rattle these off and then we'll come back and touch on them. Number 2, your goals and your commitments determine your lifestyle. And as the world evolves, new possibilities emerge, and never before conceived goals become possible and even necessary. Ready? Number 3, your mentors and their strategies have determined and will determine your quality of life. Number 4, the industrial age is over. And with outsourcing and downsizing, the idea of working for one company until retirement is a fantasy. Yet society continues to prepare you for this fantasy. Number 5, you can have it all and you can have it now. Number 6, nothing worth building was ever built alone. Number 7, you're your greatest asset. Money comes in, money goes out. Make sure that your asset's value increases. Number 8, the more value you create for the world and the more leverage that value is, the greater wealth and freedom you can experience. Okay, number 9, your time is infinitely more valuable than your money, and being truly rich means working to live rather than living to work. Okay, I know I went through those very, very quickly, so you're gonna break them down each one by one. So here we go. The first irrefutable truth: the world teaches conformity, and conformity is slavery. Here's the deal. The world is changing faster than ever before, making old systems obsolete. Traditional education is broken. It's still preparing us for an industrial age world where we go in and we work for 30 years and we get the gold watch at the end, right? That doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't apply anymore. People are outsourcing, they're downsizing. There's just not the same longevity with work. I always tell people, look at what the rest of the world is doing and do the opposite if you really want to set yourself free. So people don't want to think for themselves or take responsibility. And that's why entrepreneurs have been in the minority up until now. But the reality is that that's changing. And if you don't act now, you're going to stay stuck where you are. If you don't move fast, you'll get left behind. More and more people are moving toward entrepreneurial means to take charge of their own lives. And you really need to do that. The truth is that the world teaches conformity, and conformity is slavery. Okay, action step. Here's the action step for you. I want you to write this action step down right now. You're going to rebel against even your own status quo. All right, it's time for a revolution. We've got to shake things up. We've got to change things. Even when you look at your own life, if you think that, boy, Chris is sharing all this great information, but it's for other people, and you just hear and listen, the reality is, look, the reality is of your bank account. Look at your bank account. Look at the litmus paper and the barometer of your lifestyle that you're currently living. Would you like to expand that? Would you like to make it even richer, your bank account? Do you want to attract new relationships like iron filings to a magnet? Well, if you do, then the time for that revolution is right here, right now, and I challenge you to take a look at that. Okay, here's an example of somebody who did just that. Keith Blake Moore Noble. He'd been looking to get a seminar and coaching business up off the ground in the UK for years. He then did our $1 Million Mastermind and Millionaire Business Accelerator that I'm talking to you about here. And since then, he's lived on a tropical island after going through the training. I kid you not. He began teaching seminars worldwide, from Singapore to Malaysia, from Bali to Vietnam to Los Angeles, with audiences of hundreds. He's become a multi-time best-selling author. He eventually took charge of content and training for Rockhouse, which was one of my previous companies. And he's had the good fortune to teach all over the world. And I've got pictures of him and I here. This is something I've shared with you because you can do it as well, right? It's utterly amazing. And we want you to help, we want to help you to do not necessarily the exact same thing as Keith, but do whatever it is for you that makes your life come alive in regards to the scope and size of the breakthroughs in your life. Okay, once again, book your call with a Chris Howard Training Business Acceleration Specialist. The first 50 people that book in are going to win a one-on-one profit building session. And we're booking it in for the week right now. So to kick your business and your lifestyle and everything, your profits into high gear, remember that the first 20 to book in, we want to get this off to a great start. I'm going to personally deliver those calls. So right now, either press the button on this page or go to bookchrishoward.com and you can book your call in. If you get there in time, we're only booking up for the week. And if you miss it, you miss it. So make sure that you go there right now at this moment and maybe even open up in another tab, book your call right now. It's bookchrishoward.com or push the button on the page and we'll let you in. And I want to share with you that when you do this call, we're going to help you to really revolutionize your business, kick it into high gear, kick your lifestyle into high gear. And also we have a jaw-dropping gift. I mentioned this before and I kid you not, this is going to blow you away. Okay, that you can ask your specialist about. Maybe it's going to be me, but you can ask. And there's also a second travel gift, which is very exciting to kickstart your travel dreams. So this is gonna blow your mind. Ask your business acceleration specialist about that when you're on the call, because it's really gonna blow you away. Now, oh boy, we want to start getting you shifting your mindset about who you are right now, shifting your sense of identity. You need to become a global citizen in order to make things happen with the full use of the impact of technologies and geo arbitrage and make them happen in a way that is faster than perhaps you ever dreamed of before. So here we go. Here's a second irrefutable truth. Second irrefutable truth is that your goals and your commitments determine your lifestyle. And as the world evolves, new possibilities emerge and never before conceived goals become possible. And not just possible, but even necessary. So a lot of people ask you the question when you're growing up, what are you going to be when you grow up, right? Well, the reality is that the possibilities that we have today weren't even possibilities 10 years ago. And that was probably way after your youth, right? So if you're anything like me, don't tell anybody how old I am, right? But it was a while back. But the reality is that we have a new global playing field that's opening up, this new technology that makes things possible that were never possible before. People are now traveling, becoming global citizens, literally. So you've got new worlds of possibility that are beginning to open for you now. And that's the exciting part about all this, because of the fact that your goals and your commitments determine your lifestyle. And as the world evolves, your possibilities emerge. Never before conceived goals become possible. I want you to know that there are goals that are possible now that were never before. Here's your action step. Ready for this? Please write this down. See yourself in the true rich. So we need to visualize this. We need to see it and commit to it as becoming the only option, right? That you're committing to this new lifestyle. That's the first step that's really going to help to launch you off in that direction. You have to see it before you can, they say you got to believe it before you can see it. Well, I'm telling you, you got to see it before you believe it, right? Number one is to wake up to the fact that you've got to revolutionize your life. Wake up to the fact that however you're living right now as a result of your programming and conditioning, and we're going to shake that up right now so that you're not living as a result of your past, but you're rather recreating your future in the likeness of your dreams. But I want you to see yourself living that type of a life where you're following your passions, you're living perhaps globally, and I want you to commit to that as being the only option. Right now, I want to share this with you. There's a concept called burning the ships, and it's all about commitments. And I'm going to read to you something right now, or I'm going to share with you a story that comes from a website. I found this online. I can't tell you who the author is, but it says it's about Julius Caesar. It says that when Julius Caesar launched on an extended campaign with his Roman armies, he took a bold and decisive step to ensure the success of his military venture, ordering his men to march to the edge of the cliffs of Dover. He commanded them to look down at the water below, and to their amazement, they saw that every ship in which they crossed the channel engulfed, or they saw every ship rather engulfed in flames. Caesar had deliberately cut off any possibility of retreat. Now that the soldiers were unable to return to the continent, there was nothing left for them to do but to advance and to conquer, and that's exactly what they did, right? Burning the ships. So what I'd like to suggest is that you burn the ship. So many people think about having a plan B. Plan B equals weakness in plan A. There is no plan B. So here's a dear friend of mine, Nicole Phoenix Starr. She was out of work. She was living off of her savings. She came into our $1 Million Mastermind and the Millionaire Business Accelerator. And here I helped her to see herself living a different type of lifestyle. Right? She saw herself launching into spiritual retreats and spiritual journeys, and she imagined doing them throughout India and throughout the beautiful rainforest, tropical jungle islands of Indonesia. And she committed to that, and she burned the ships. She said that there's no other choice, and now she found that her tours took off right away. That same year, with 20 to 30 people in each tour, and with master level tours and multiple tours, which at the time, I think they were priced at about $2,500 a pop or something like that. You do the math. Right? It starts to add up. Here's the third irrefutable truth. Your mentors and their strategies have determined and will continue to determine your quality of life. I don't know if you were born if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, or if you were born maybe as a trust fund baby or something like that, and you had the ability to travel all over the world and never had to work, but most people work. Right? In fact, there's a lot of evidence that would say that the people that were born as trust fund babies end up having it tougher in many cases. But the question is, what were you programmed and what were you conditioned for? A lot of our mentors are not people that we consciously chose as mentors. That's so important. Let that sink in. A lot of our mentors were not people that we consciously chose as mentors. It just sort of happened based upon the family we were born into, the economic times or the climate that we were born into, the religion or lack of religion that might have been around at the time. Theoretical physicist David Bohm said it best. He said, we take in what we take in from all that there is, and that becomes who we are. That's our programming and conditioning, right? Because of that fact, and the fact that your mentors and their strategies have determined your quality of life, here's your action step. Please write this down. Your action step is to find a new mentor and clone a proven system. If you want to change the programming and conditioning, you can do that right now. It doesn't take going in and totally reprogramming everything. We can do that, and we have the tools for doing that in our programs, in this program even, that we're talking about here and introducing to the world. You'll find that. But the first step for you is finding a new mentor. That's the first step, and cloning a proven system, reverse engineering success. When we use the word clone, we're literally making an exact copy. It's more than a photocopy. It's one of these new digital what are they, the 3D printers, right? So we're talking about 3D printing an exact copy to a certain degree. Here's somebody who did just that, a good friend of mine, a guy by the name of Calvin Coyles. When I met Calvin, he was 22 years old. So he was 22 years old, right out of university, very well studied, a very switched on guy, young guy. He came in, he spent some time with me. He went through what's now become our million dollar mastermind, our Millionaire Business Accelerator that we're launching right now and talking about here. He created a training company by following exactly the templates that I laid out. He did it word for word. He called me when he had challenges, and I helped him through those challenges. That's what I do with people in the mastermind. He did $100,000 within his first 3 months. By the way, that was his goal for the year. $100,000 in the first 3 months of operations. In a single weekend, I remember he called me and contacted me because he had done $60,000 in one weekend alone. And here's the deal. His goal had been done to do $100,000 in revenue in a single year. He did $800,000 in revenue in his first year, which is just ridiculous, right? Is that the kind of growth that you want? I asked him, how did you do it? He said, I just did everything you said. So he's teaching and traveling, teaching to young people. He's got a very unique brand, Young and Wildly Successful is the name. I helped him to create the name for the company. Remember, you have an opportunity, just as Calvin had an opportunity. Your opportunity begins with a phone call, which is the same call that Calvin had with me. So book your call right now with a Chris Howard Training Business Acceleration Specialist, because I just don't want to do this for Calvin or for the other people that we've done. I want to do it for you, right? So if you're serious about doing this, or talking to me and connecting and finding out about how you can expand your business, or talking to our acceleration specialists, and this stuff interests you, the rest is in our $1 Million Mastermind, our Millionaire Business Accelerator. Book your call right now. It's bookchrisHoward.com, or push the button on the page and we'll get that going. The first 50 people to book, you're going to win a one-on-one profit building session to take your business, your lifestyle, your profits into high gear. The first 20 to book, I'm going to personally deliver. So just open up another tab. Go do this right now. Book your call at bookchrisHoward.com. Or with a button on this page. And like I said before, your business acceleration specialist has an extra gift that's just going to blow your mind. I don't even want to talk about it here, right? So you'll get that on the call. Like I know I'm talking about it, right? I'm kind of talking about it because I don't want to tell you what it is, because I know that it's going to be better than what you can possibly imagine, and I want to surprise you with that. So on your 1 hour call, remember to ask for your gift on there. So maybe you're not in a business. Maybe you're still in a job and you're saying, boy, I want my life to be different. And I guarantee you that it can be radically different, by the way, and fast. Here's the fourth irrefutable truth. The industrial age is over, and with outsourcing and downsizing, the idea of working for one company until retirement is a fantasy, yet society and traditional education continues to prepare you for that fantasy, continues to prepare your children for that fantasy, continues to prepare everybody around you for that fantasy. Life is changing. We're in a changing playing field, and it's not about what's fair or right. It just is, and we've got to adapt. So the fourth irrefutable truth is that the industrial age is over. We've got to take charge of our own education, the way we do it. And the reality is, in today's climate, here's your action step. Write this down. The best way to proceed is to map out your passions and your desired lifestyle first and then monetize them. By the way, that's a billionaire strategy. For those of you that aren't aware, for 20 years I modeled the billionaire mind using NLP techniques and strategies and tools, breaking down psychological profiles. And this was a major difference that made a difference and separated them from the millionaires. The millionaires would live very frugal lives and put money away until one day they hit millionaire status somewhere around the age of 58, whereas billionaires would oftentimes buy whatever they want, turn it into a revenue-generating asset that increased their lifestyle simultaneously. Right? So here's what I want you to ask yourself. You need to write some of them down, as many as you can. What are you passionate about? What were your childhood dreams? Just write these down. These are the questions you want to ask yourself. What are your natural talents and skills? We want to find out where you're going to best live and operate and succeed and grow and expand. What would you do if you could do anything in the world and money were no object? What's your ideal life? How would you spend your time if you could do absolutely anything with it? What's your ideal day? What would that look like? Write it out. Do a one-page description of your ideal life in present tense. Right? What would you love to develop an expertise in? These are some of the questions that you can ask yourself where I would begin in terms of helping you to create the lifestyle business of your dreams, because you got to know what the dreams are first and where you get the most joy. And what I'm attempting to do is to merge the contents of what it takes to become a millionaire with those billionaire strategies so that we can revolutionize and change the world, and starting with your world. And here's somebody who did just that. I had to put her in there. This is my lovely, beautiful friend, Yvette Rose. So Yvette was a project support coordinator for an Australian business. She finally took the plunge and she asked, what am I passionate about? She mapped out her passions. They included teaching and travel. She's a gifted healer. She wrote this wonderful 800-page book called Metaphysical Anatomy, and she now teaches around the world as a healer, teaching courses throughout Russia and Bali and Indonesia and the European Union and the United States, all over the world. She's going to Kazakhstan, the home of Borat, right? But you can't talk about Borat over there. They don't like that. They get offended over in Kazakhstan. But she's going there to teach a course where she's doing $20,000 a weekend when she's there doing these courses. She goes out there, she teaches all over the world, right? What do you want to do? What are your dreams? Let's get working on it. Let's make it happen, and let's make it happen together. Because it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Here's the fifth irrefutable truth. You can have it all, and you can have it now. So many people say someday, and they put off their dreams. They say one day when I've jumped through this hoop or that hoop and then that hoop, then I can have it. But the reality is that there are no hoops to jump through. I've had so many people that wanted to lead seminars that said, boy, if I just became a coach first, or I've got to do this first, or I've got to go gain success in this area first before I do a seminar company, or I've just got to make my fortune in real estate or make my fortune and then I can do what I love. The reality is that none of these hoops have to exist. You go straight for what it is that you want. You can have it all, and you can have it right now. And one of the things that helps you to make everything easier is when you unleash the power of geo-arbitrage. We talked about this before. When you commit to becoming a global citizen, and this is like the hidden secret. I'm telling you, this is what makes it so much easier for me, and has for many, many years, and it can make it easier for you to live your every dream as well. Because with geo-arbitrage, you can make money where it's worth very little, but spend it where it's worth a lot. Right? Now, we have this global playing field. You can work online, you can make money in the US or make the money someplace, anywhere in the world that you want, and then spend it in a place like Bali, where the cost of living, the cost of a meal, your average meal is $4, right? Think about that for a second. This is such a powerful strategy, and so few people employ it. Right? And right now, as I've said before, it's hard to be a prophet in your own town. When you go out and you work in Eastern Europe or something like that, you can go out there and change the world and make money in places all over the world today, and then spend it in paradises all over the world and improve your lifestyle simultaneously. It's easy to get out there and bring your expertise to all sorts of different markets when you start looking at the world as a global market. Now, I just threw some things out for you to put some perspectives on this, new perspectives. In Bali, the average wage is $100 a month. So this is not the only place that's like that. Thailand is like that as well. All sorts of places like this. Where $100 US a month, you can have a full-time security guard for $100 or working at your place for $100 a month. You can have a full-time personal chef for $100 a month. Bali's not the only place where this can happen. There's plenty of places around the world, and that's incredible, right? If you were to pay them double that, $200 a month for your private chef, you'd be rewarding those people with so much more than they could get anyplace else. So I just really want you to understand that there's things that you can learn that can change your entire world in a heartbeat, like immediately. Nothing worth building was ever built alone. You can have the most beautiful dream in the world, but it takes people to build it. Okay, you can have the most beautiful dream in the world, but it takes people to build it. If there's one thing that's accelerated my success 1,000-fold, it's been bringing together the right team of people. It's been said that it takes teamwork to make the dream work once again. And the one common excuse that I hear over and over again from people is they think, well, I can't do it alone. I don't know if I can do it alone. That's what they actually say more often than anything. But that's a limiting decision. The limiting decision is that you have to do it alone, because you don't. You can bring in people. You can bring in the resources, the opportunities. Once again, like iron filings to a magnet if you only know the right strategies. So the fifth irrefutable truth, once again, is that nothing worth building was ever built alone. Your action step, and write this down, is to gain massive leverage with the right proven team. Okay, proven is key, by the way. You don't want to go to a team that's not proven, right? So again, massive leverage with the right proven team. I've heard before that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You need to elevate yourself by placing yourself in a room where people have done, what it is that you want to do in life, that they're going to take you to the right level, right? They're going to help you to level up. Now, I'm thrilled to have had the opportunity to do $100 million in sales of my personal and professional development and seminars, in this industry. And there's not a whole lot of people who can say that, right? So you may be wondering, how do I get the right team? One exercise that you can do and that you can go through is you can take out you can take this out right away and use right away. You could do this right after this, is you get an organization chart and put yourself right there at the top of the chart, and it says me, right? And then think, what are the positions that you need within your organization? Even if you don't have an organization yet, fill out the org chart. Start with that. This is called targeting. It's called goal setting. It's about getting really clear on what you need to build your organization. Do you need somebody to take charge of the finances? Do you need somebody in charge of product development? Do you need somebody in marketing? Do you need somebody in sales or PR? Design your dream team. By the way, I'll share with you that we've had a dream team working with us at Chris Howard Training. What we do in our $1 Million Mastermind, as well as our Millionaire Business Accelerator, is we make that team available with you, helping you to put your team together to build your greatest dreams. And I want to share with you that when I did this in Bali, I went from one person on the team with me to 22 in 3 months. And you can do it too. Okay, here's an example of somebody who's working with us, John Paul Fishback. He was running a marketing company in Australia, and they were doing about $20,000 a month in this marketing company. It was a marketing company for artists and actors and directors. They taught people how to fill up theaters. Okay, so it was government subsidized, and all of a sudden the government pulled the funding. So what happened was he was about to lose all of his revenue, $20,000 a month. So he thought, what can I do? This $20,000 a month is about to disappear. So he called me, and he joined the Millionaire Business Accelerator and our $1 Million Mastermind, and he became a part of that. And what he ended up doing, John Paul, was he restructured his entire business in 1 year. I helped him to script his sales presentations because all of a sudden he was going to have to sell from a platform, which he had never done before. And he went into his first seminar, I remember, and he sold 9 units out of 12 people in the room, and he was so excited, and he called me up to tell me. Now he has a product that costs $6,000, and you can do the math, 9 times 6, right? And he's running those programs every month, and he's well on his way to replacing his old money and even surpassing. In fact, they have replaced that. They replaced that money within the first year. Okay, so here's your 7th irrefutable truth. Ready? You are your greatest asset. Money comes and goes. Make sure that your asset becomes more valuable. I always tell people that as they're building their businesses, I always say this. I tell my team here, even at Chris Howard Training, I say this. Say that money comes in, money goes out. You want to make sure that the assets are becoming more valuable from one day to the next, and that this becomes even more valuable the next day. So you're building your business. You want it to be this. You want it to be that same way. Even if you look at it now, you are your greatest asset. Think of all the money that's ever come into your life. Think of all the money that's come in and that's gone out, and then ask yourself, have you used that money in the wisest way possible to become as valuable as you could possibly be? Are you more valuable than you were 2 years ago? And I would venture to say you probably are, but did you use your money as efficiently and as effectively as possible to become as valuable as possible? And my appeal to you, my challenge to you, is to become more effective and efficient than you ever thought before, or than you ever were before. I love these little pictures here. Right? We got this worker on the left side, and then we've got somebody that's working one-on-one with people. There's a picture of me on stage, and it looks like Sydney working there with a group of people, probably 2,000, 3,000 people. And then online, all the money that's coming in. Well, there's an evolution, right? The worker is going to be delivering so much value for the world, so they'll probably make more money. If you're working one-on-one as a doctor or a coach or something, you might make some more money. As you start to bring out that value to the thousands, you make even more. And then when you can take that, you can capitalize on online where you can deliver it to millions, you can make even more. Become the go-to expert is your action step, by the way. Write that down. When you become the go-to expert, they can never take that away from you. You have that always. It's who you've become as an individual. Here's somebody who did just that, coming through our various programs that we teach. Rob Moore was 30,000 pounds in debt. He's from the UK, had 0 assets. He came through one of our certification trainings, which I'll tell you about here in a second, and he grew his net worth to over 1 million pounds in a single year by becoming the expert at teaching real estate. And he simply partnered with somebody, it's one of the same strategies I used early on, who's already teaching real estate. It wasn't the expertise, or it wasn't his expertise rather. He partnered with somebody who did it, but he used the skills that he had learned from a leadership and a training perspective and a speaking communication, what he learned from our companies, to build a multi-million-dollar educational company that educates people and helps them to invest in property now. And he's done extraordinarily well. They're the largest real estate training company in the UK. I'm very, very proud of what he's done with all of it. And ultimately, it's not me that did it, it's him that did it, but he did it with our programs, and I'm really thrilled to be able to say that. Once again, if you're serious about changing your life, if you're serious about building your lifestyle business, and remember what we've said, it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is forged, and if you're gonna change, the only time to do it is right now. If you don't like the way that your bank account looks, if you don't like your current lifestyle and you think that it could be more, if you don't feel like you're living up to your fullest potential, book your call right this moment with a Chris Howard training specialist, and the first 50 get in are gonna win those calls. First 20, I'm going to personally deliver. Go right now to bookchrishoward.com, or you can push the button on this page. Just open up another tab here. If you need to open up another tab, go and book your call in right now. And I hope to do the call with you personally. And also remember that when you talk to your business acceleration specialist, they're going to offer you some gifts, and ask them about them if they don't. And the second one's going to totally blow your mind even more. I kid you not. That's the travel gift, right? I'll tell you right now, I've never given away what we're giving away right now, but when you talk to your business acceleration specialist, you're going to be thrilled about it. So the 8th irrefutable truth is this: the more value you create for the world, and the more leverage that value is, this is important, the greater wealth and freedom you get to experience. So once again, the more value you create for the world in the eyes of the current marketplace, and the more leverage that value is, the greater wealth and freedom you experience. So money was created as a means of measuring an exchange of value between people. So in the old days, if you wanted a house, or if you saw a house rather, and you wanted it, you had to do what to get that house? And don't say steal it. You had to barter, right? So what happened was it became too hard to go down to the market and carry the house around with you. And so what we did was we created a means of measuring an exchange of that value between people. That's money. So the more value you create, the more you're rewarded with money on a regular basis if you're doing it intelligently. Now, Bill Gates has created a lot of value in the world, and therefore he's been rewarded with a lot of money. Right? That's the key. How do you create ever-increasing value? Well, our solution to that lies with our model. So here's the 8th irrefutable truth, is that the more value you create for the world, the more leverage that value is, the greater the wealth and freedom you can experience. Now, a friend of mine just recently asked me, how do you do it? There's so many different ways to do it. It depends on the model, on the business model that you're using to take your products and your services out to the marketplace. But remember, we're constantly thinking value. We're not thinking how do we increase the money. I mean, that thought's there, but the focus is on the values. So one example of that would be this. In my business, I'm in the business of coaching people. I've done this for 20 years now. When I started out one-on-one, and I did okay. Where things really took off was when I started speaking to groups. And when I was focusing on groups, pretty soon those groups grew to 300 and then to 3,000, and it kept growing and growing and growing. But the value that was being delivered to the marketplace increased. As a result, the money increased as well, but also the opportunities increased because there's this magic that happens, there's magic that occurs when you're firing on all cylinders. So when you've got 300 people in the room, imagine this right now. I've got a rubber band around my two hands. If I stretch my hands like this, the rubber band expands. Now, if you were to feel the rubber band before and after, it might feel cool before and hot afterwards. So the expansion, what that does is it creates heat. And when you've got 300 people in the room, that creates heat. All the one-on-one coaching you could ever want, you could ever dream of will come after that, but it comes as a result of creating the value in the marketplace. So here's the action step that I want you to take. Write this down. I want you to design and create and bring together your suite of products and services so that once you've developed yourself as the go-to expert in whatever it is that you're doing, when you're the best in the world, there's always a market for you, right? So do what you do so well that they can't take their eyes off of you. And it starts with making sure that you've got those products and services delivered in a way where you're thinking of how do I create exponential value? And that's where you've got success. That's where you're bound to break through the noise. We've been helping people to do that in our $1 Million Mastermind. That's exactly what we're doing in both there as well as our Millionaire Business Accelerators. We're going to help you to build them. We're going to help you to build your products and services, put them into place, and that's what we're going to do. That's how we roll. So here's the 9th irrefutable truth. It's this. Your time is infinitely more valuable than your money. Okay, being truly rich means working to live rather than living to work. So what we want to do is we want to work to live. Here's the thing. When people are chasing after status, prestige, all the exteriors, what they really want more than anything else is love, right? But they settle for admiration rather than love. And the reality is that we want to work to live. That's where true emotional fulfillment and emotional texture and richness can be found in life. And so few people are really living in life. So what does really living mean to you? Think about that. Does it mean traveling the world? It absolutely does for me. I love to travel. It's one of my favorite things to do. Does it mean enjoying great company or surrounding yourself with incredible people? It absolutely does for me. If traveling the world is your dream, you can not only enjoy that, but you can be deeply fulfilled in the process. This is the thing. We have to start designing our life rather than just designing our career path or designing what it is that we want to achieve or have. Remember, if we're being who we need to be, we're going to do what we need to do to have and create whatever it is that we want to have and create. So it all comes back to you. It comes back to that sense of beingness. I'm planning on going to Capri next month, which is the Italian islands. Absolutely love it, right? But I've woven these things into my business life, and that's part of what makes it really extraordinary. I just love it all, right? So it's not like you want to travel all the time for work, but I'll tell you what, when you adopt some of the billionaire strategies for making millions, even if that's what you want to do, you can always scale it back, right? And purchasing lifestyle increasing assets and then turning them into revenue generating assets that change your life simultaneously, you get the best of both worlds, right? So not only are you increasing your wealth, but you're traveling the world. You get everything you want and you're working to live, really live. Right? Here's somebody who did just that. He's one of our trainers in my last company that I had. His name's Johnny Cass. He came in, he cloned a proven system, just as we spoke about before. Right? So he used one of our steps, one of the first steps that we talked about, cloned one of the pieces of my success, and he's gone out. He's done up to $600,000 in sales in a single day just by simply finding a great mentor and then modeling, learning for it, cloning that success, right? Now I'm kind of tooting my own horn here. By the way, finding somebody who's doing $1 million sales days, he was able to replicate that. He did 600 grand in a single day. Are those the kind of results that you want? Are those the kind of breakthroughs that you're looking for? And if so, then the rest is here, right? It's in our mastermind. And the first step is to book a call with me, and we'll talk about that more in a second. So you find that mentor, and you jump in, and you say, you know what? I'm going to saturate myself in that until I've learned it. That's what changes your life. Do you want to be my next success story? I've had the good fortune And I'm blessed to, in at least 4 countries over a decade to have trained more million-dollar speakers, experts, trainers, coaches than anybody else in the industry. And that's a period of a decade in 4 different countries around the world. I want you to be my next success story. Do you want to be that? And if you do, then what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how you can do that right now. Right? And this webinar really is an opportunity for me to introduce this brand new program that we're launching, which is our $1 Million Mastermind and our Millionaire Business Accelerator. So what do you get in the $1 Million Mastermind? A huge number of touch points with your coach. This is the critical part. This was what really makes us stand out. It's unheard of in this industry. So a touch point is how many contacts you actually have with your coach. You take a look and you see where are all the places that we're contacting with you and connecting with you. And in our program, it's you get a level of connection that's absolutely unheard of. The value is insane. So you get to choose one live $1 million event. Okay, we're running several of them around the world each year. You pick one, plus you get to repeat one event within the same year in a different location. So if you want to go to a different country or something. Now, those events are valued at $10,000 each. So the total value of your one plus your review is $20,000 during this live $1 Million Mastermind event. You're going to discover the same knowledge and resources that I use to go from being $70,000 in debt to making that much in a month and that much in a day and then $1 million in a day and way beyond that. Right? So my clients have told me that they love getting that deeper connection with their coach. And that's the way that, that's why we built it up this way, having this mastermind group. So our mastermind experience takes you out of your current environment so that we design your business and work on your business. And literally I get hands on with you in your business to help you build it while you're at those live events, to help you build the future of your dreams without distractions, right? Now, these are always taught in amazing cities around the world, often in the tropical islands or Hawaii or Greece or the rainforest jungles of Belize or Costa Rica, very cool places. We actually experience some of the most advanced skills of neurolinguistics to literally reprogram your mind in the style of the wealthiest people that ever walked the face of the earth. So we're doing that while building your business. This isn't about becoming somebody else or becoming them, but rather about learning how to shine the light of you in the absolute most powerful way in order to create wealth beyond your wildest dreams. So imagine 1 week of being hypnotized to think, act, and create with a billionaire mindset. And then you can always scale it back. I promise you, it won't make you be a billionaire. Right? You can discover how to create the most incredible lifestyle while simultaneously sharing your unique gifts and your message with the world in a way that transforms the lives of others or even changes the world or transforms the planet for the better. So very, very cool. These are our live meetings that we do. This course is about a massive expansion beyond even your own wildest dreams while being programmed and conditioned with the strategies to back it up. Very, very cool stuff. And so in the 5-day program, you're going to transform. This is our live event. You're going to transform at the deepest levels using the most powerful tools found to date to dig up the deep unconscious blocks, things that you didn't even know that you have, and replace them with ideas, strategies, and mindsets that can both set you free as well as the people that you love for the rest of your lives. So very, very cool. At these events, you're going to learn how to remove all of the limits of your power to your own creation for the greatest levels of expansion in your business and your personal life. Reprogram your mind to think like the richest people throughout all time. Replace old belief systems with upgrades that cause you to see opportunity everywhere and to understand how to move forward in a way that makes you truly limitless. Okay, you're going to have installed at the unconscious level the investment strategies of individuals such as Warren Buffett and Richard Branson and the decision-making strategies of people like Oprah Winfrey or Jeff Bezos. Experience process after process after process for expanding the roadmaps of possibility at the unconscious level and propelling you forward toward greater realms of achievement than you ever imagined. Okay, you also get access to 12 one-on-one phone calls. Now, here's the deal. These are phone calls with me. We're valuing them at $5,500. Like I said, we're going to cut it down to like $66,000 to make it even sound in the realms of possibility. But truly, we were charging 10 grand an hour for my hourly sessions. So you get all of that, 12 of those throughout the course of the year to guide you on your way. You don't get that anywhere else in any other coaching program where the person who actually did the $100 million in sales is building your business with you on a regular basis. You can't get that. Imagine speaking with me once a month for the next 12 months and having me on your team as a trusted advisor in ways that are more accessible to you than ever before. In addition to that, you get access to 52 weekly coaching calls. Now, once again, a real standout piece of this coaching program is that I've got 2 coaching calls we do a week, not with one of my coaches, not with somebody else that I've trained, with me. So we're doing group coaching calls on a weekly basis. Your value is $4,800, okay? Twice a week with me. Group coaching sessions. I run my group coaching sessions on Mondays and Wednesdays between 2:30 and 3:30. If you're in a different country or a different time zone, that's fine. We lined it up to hit the UK and Australia within times that would work, but also know that we keep these calls afterwards. So you can go into your member area and you can get those as well. In total, that's 104 additional contacts with your coach a year. You get access to 140 hours of business and life coaching. That's a video vault that I have. 140 hours. The value of that's $9,600. You get access to my entire video vault, all of it. Everything I have from the coaching programs in the past, it's yours to watch when you sign up. So you've got all this back value in terms of building your business, in terms of living a life that's truly extraordinary with a positive and powerful psychology that can drive you forward. Additionally, you get access to Wealth DNA 1 training. The value of this is $397. Wealth DNA 1, so during this powerful 24-day online series, you master 30 new skills for accelerated human transformation, multiplying your abilities and your values as an NDE, that's neurodesign engineering, transformational leader, an iconic coach. This stuff is so cool because you're going to help people to be able to have performance breakthroughs, whether you're leading your business, your family, or you're doing it from a coaching or a consulting perspective professionally from a beach in Belize, right? This takes your skills to a whole nother level. Many of our students who successfully completed this course will charge $300 or more per hour for their professional coaching and consulting that they do just with the skills that I teach you in here. But even if you never use the tools professionally as a coach or a consultant, you're going to use them for the rest of your life to design your own life with power and volition. So in this 24 dynamic program, so it's a 24 set, it's got CDs and MP3s. You're going to learn how to choose your passion and your life's ultimate path, how to take your rapport with your unconscious mind to an entirely different level, how to create instant rapport with others, with individuals. You can also do it with groups, how to wipe out lifelong problems that people experience in a matter of moments, how to help people get out of the major negative emotions such as anger, sadness, fear, and guilt if they're stuck. From a leadership perspective, that's powerful, right? Within minutes, how to wipe out people's phobias in the flash of an eye. You're going to learn all these tools inside this program. This is the psychology, right? So our school mirrors or models for you and lays out for you both. Both we're talking about Silicon Valley strategies for high-speed success within your business while simultaneously giving you the psychology, cutting-edge psychology in order to create your every dream. You're going to be learning dream analysis and its importance in creating deeper-level relationship with your unconscious mind. The secrets to permanently removing internal conflicts that stop people dead in their tracks in their relationships, their career, finance, and health. All of this is on the psychological side of your program. Techniques to help people destroy limiting decisions such as I don't make a lot of money, or I don't have the money to do what I want to do, or I can't have a great relationship, or I'll never weigh my ideal weight. You're going to be learning mastery of language, how never to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Powerful strategies for creating what you want in any situation, helping others to do the same. Okay, now in addition to that, you get access to the Wealth DNA 2 level training. This is online. Values $597. So Wealth 2. This also is a dynamic, life-altering 28-day online course. We've got you covered for the year, right? This is the second half of the full body of knowledge for making transformation one-on-one with other people. So this also gives you the ability to work as a professional consultant inside of organizations or corporations. Here you're going to move beyond mastery to artistry with the skills that you learned at the course before. Okay, but when you complete this course, it makes those original tools not only twice as valuable, but 10 times more valuable, okay, which in turn makes you 10 times more valuable. If you think of becoming a person of value, you'll never have problems with money if you're doing things intelligently. Okay, many of our students who successfully complete this course will charge $500 an hour or $2,500 for a 5-hour personal neuro expansion session or personal breakthrough session directly following the course. So get ready to break through a major life issue. This will increase your personal value should you choose to use your new skills for professional coaching or consulting, because your ability to do the highest level of breakthrough work and or consulting work, something that you'll carry with you for the rest of your life. Should you choose to That's an ability you're going to own. Okay, so you'll deliver these powerful sessions in person or online from anywhere in the world if you choose to, from wherever you might want to be. Now, let me say one thing here, and that's this. If you've done trainings with me before, if you've been certified with me before, that's okay. And I'm talking about things that you may have covered before if you've been through my certification courses. This is the online courses with new videos that you've never seen before to help to support that education. And all of the business side is brand new for you. So whether you've trained with me before or not, this is the place to be. Imagine helping someone to radically improve their business or their life, and they're on the other side of the planet, and you're being paid $2,500 while you sit on a beach in Bora Bora. Right? This is the ultimate in personal transformation and personal value enhancement. Even if you never use the professional coaching or consulting, the value of what you bring to your own business and your life is unparalleled. And the skills that this is going to help you to create, whatever it is that you want personally, whether it be more money, better relationships, better business, building an empire, right? All of these skills will be yours. And the skills from the previous two courses together for a maximum power and a maximum efficacy in producing and delivering results in life. It's powerful, powerful stuff. The secrets, you're going to learn the secrets to bringing out the absolute best in yourself and others. How do you do a complete neurochronology or detailed personal history where we assist you to identify the greater level presenting problem, either in your own life or in somebody else's life, okay, behind what most people consider to be the problem. Okay, but realize that most problems are just symptoms of a greater level presenting problem. And when you change the greater level presenting problem, the person won't say, thank you, you changed the problem. They'll say, thank you, you changed my life. Or thank you, you changed my business. Okay, you're going to learn how to become a mechanic for the mind or to change corporate culture within the flash of an eye. Now, upon successful completion of this course, this is the second online course, you'll walk out with all the skills necessary of a Wealth DNA 2 practitioner. Now, having said that, we have live we have live trainings that you could always come to if you wanted to be fully certified. Okay. Additionally, with this entire package, with the $1 Million Mastermind, you get access to Wealth DNA 3 training. This is our transformational speaker training in the online format. Value of this is $797. And essentially, you're going to learn 40 proven behaviors of the most outstanding speakers on the planet, and you're going to get those layered in at the unconscious level so that you can integrate them into your presentations without you even having to think about it consciously. You're going to have enhanced mastery of language, interpersonal skills and effectiveness to create and relate and create rapport, instant rapport with small groups, large audiences alike. This is going to enable you to expand your personal and professional sphere of influence and take your career beyond your wildest expectations. So you're going to gain the power and the confidence of a brilliant communicator and a public speaker, mastery of performance skills and the ability to wipe out performance anxiety, the ability to create instant group rapport with groups anywhere from 20 to 20,000 people. You're going to learn the secret to entrancing your audience with spellbinding presentations, skills for masterfully handling objections, hecklers, anything like that you might get inside an audience, and a complete arsenal of the most cutting-edge psychological platform techniques in existence today. So you're going to be getting tailored communication skills, how to make your presentation most compelling to every learning style, the ability to design impactful seminars and trainings, high-quality feedback from Legendary Living's elite trainers, from everybody here at Chris Howard Training to take your skills to the highest level. The ability to powerfully sell one-on-one or sell from any kind of platform. The confidence that comes from knowing that you're a true professional. Okay, we also have, as part of your membership here inside the Mastermind, you get an exclusive Facebook group. The value of this is $495, where you can interact with people that are also going through the program at the same time. And we have some high quality people in our Mastermind. Additionally, it's like this doesn't stop. You get access to the Millionaire Business Accelerator 7-week online training course. I said 6, it's 7. The value of this is $10,000. The $1 Million Mastermind begins with a 7-week online course. So this is your onboarding. So inside this initial onboarding Millionaire Business Accelerator, or the MBA for the Mastermind, you're going to build or reestablish a scalable multi-million-dollar business plan built around your passions or your true north, or alternatively around the vision and mission of your employer's organization should you choose to. Right? You're going to research your competition in order to create a model that gives you a massive competitive advantage. You're going to determine your primary threads of revenue and identify the critical drivers of your business so that you can put yourself closest to the cash. This is critical, and learn to maximize your revenue as quickly as possible. You're going to determine your market positioning and communicate your brand in the most powerful way to the right marketplace. You're going to learn the methods to sell your corporate vision and products and services like wildfire while being fully grounded in a consultative selling process that caters to your clients' needs first and foremost. This assures for you truly powerful relationships that stand the test of time. Okay, you're going to determine the best marketing and sales system for immediately beginning to monetize at the greatest levels. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Right? There are 50,000 different things that you can do that one could do in business. However, there's usually just 2 or 3 things, which when you do those things well, will cause you to have massive success and all the money that you want, right? This is the secret to multiplying your results overnight. Our highest priority is to get major threads of activity and critical drivers in place so that you know exactly what you have to do on a day-to-day basis to grow your dreams. Now, in order for you to maximize revenue with both short-term and long-term focus toward growth, we're going to take a look at this entire package. So throughout this course of the full Mastermind, you'll experience a content-rich deep dive into creating the business, marketing, sales, and product development plans and implementation that have taken our clients and can take you to 7 figures, 8 figures, and beyond. You're going to learn how to use the plan we mapped together and then execute it for real-world results. A plan without action is worthless. And so I'll be personally mentoring you in order to take the right kinds of actions to a win. It's time for your business to hire the right architect and the right building team. Now, there are some corporate advisors that charge as much as $100,000 or even $250,000 to simply have them available for advice in terms of the growth of the business. And for the right type of advice, this could easily be worth it. Right? If I was to help you build yourself to the $1 million or multi-million-dollar level and beyond, it could easily be worth an investment of $100,000 or $250,000 because the benefit you get isn't just the increase over 1 year. Right? It's the increase that you get year after year after year. This one investment in yourself could be worth millions. Think about it. Phil Anderson was managing a health club and couldn't get out of the day-to-day operations to actually do what he wanted to do. He said, "Chris, I feel stuck." He went through one of my business building programs and as a result learned a simple strategy that allowed him to make $600,000 in a single day and increase his net worth by $2 million in just 1 year. Okay, then was able to retire at the age of 38. He uses his time now teaching others how to retire young and rich as well. Are those the kind of breakthroughs that you're looking for?